Okay, I'm not joking when I say this game is one, if not my most anticipated game at the moment. I mean guys, look at all those details on the ground. I mean the soldiers, the tanks, the battles in the background. This is absolutely crazy. Man, this is like some kind of World War I game but with monsters, and I absolutely adore this. This is like my dream game. Just seeing all of this happen, I don't know, a mix of Doom, Battlefield, Gears of War. I mean, just look at the details on the ground, for example, or just the enemies flying in the background and the little explosions. Everything is looking so outstanding. Now that I'm saying this, I'm actually quite sad that we haven't had a game like this in a really long while. I think linear games have become boring for a lot of people, but to me this is the complete opposite, because I don't have much time, and so playing just some missions here and there is awesome to me, and it's just a little time that I can spend and explore a different world and get lost in this world and forget. I keep saying this in every one of my videos on this game, but I just keep getting blown away for real. This game is looking out of this world. Seeing a stunning and brutal linear shooter like this receiving overwhelmingly positive reviews all across the board is quite exciting, and I absolutely cannot wait to play it, because its official gameplay video and details that we literally just received confirms to me this is the game that I want to play now. Being a massive fan of the original game and the Warhammer universe in general, this has me excited to the bones. Let's get into it right away. This absolutely epic gameplay that you're seeing on screen is from Gamescom 2023, and as you enter what is said to be an epic battle that takes place in a perilous swamp as you assist the Cadians on the battlefield, using a variety of destructive weapons and abilities at the Space Marines' disposal. Then head through an enemy base before securing the facility. It is as simple as it is, like a World War I game with monsters, so I'm all in. Throughout this gameplay, we get a look at a ton of different brutal combat moves and finishers, and it really shows that Tidus, the character that we're playing as, has evolved from the original game. He has many more weapons now at his disposal, from chainsaws, swords, different assault weapons, and a hammer, and he can now also thrust forward. He has gotten a lot more stronger and more badass than before, and can do a ton of different combat attacks that involves a lot of gore. If any of you watching this have been wanting a true Gears of War game for years, a game for man, then Space Marines 2 is one to look out for. Throughout the game, we will also see a ton of different environments and locations, as Tidus will be traveling around the planet fighting different types of enemies to end this war once and for all. You'll be fighting through friendly bases, on World War I-like trenches, in the jungles, in massive invaded cities, in villages, in enemy bases, and so on. All the previews and impressions from Gamescom of Space Marines 2 are positive as we speak, and every single one of them praises the combat system, which has Tidus wield very brutal weapons with brutal slashes of swords and other melees. The graphics and the overall animations, the colors, and etc. are also being praised a lot, with some of these reviewers mentioning the attention to details on the overall experience, which are the detailed weapons, the acting and its dialogue, the animations, the armor full of unique blood splatter after decimating an enemy, the massive all-out war battles in the distance with other soldiers and Space Marines. This game is not about you, it's about an entire planet, an entire universe, and its armies fighting against each other. You're just a Space Marine, you're very strong, but you're also just a soldier in this grandiose battle, and you won't be able to save the planet by yourself. Every person has its role in this game. Each friendly NPCs in battle actually help you in the fight, and no, the enemies are not just shooting at you so it takes you out of the experience. No, every character is active in this. IGN said this is like a mix of Doom and Gears of War in all the best ways. Keep in mind, this game is being made by Saber Interactive, famous for creating the biggest swarms of enemies in game with World War Z. Literally hundreds of zombies are coming at you on your screen, and so the same goes for Space Marines 2, only improved with more enemies, and also improved graphically, in numbers again, and on the technical side of things.
Here! Take them down! Everybody inside! Now!
Thanks to an interview on PCGamesN.com, the devs revealed this game is also influenced by Starship Troopers and Aliens, but on the more realistic and serious side, which is absolutely something that I respect. A lot of these designs from when these creatures were first created were intermixed with H.R. Giger type thoughts about xenomorphs and things, they said, so those seeds were planted back in this new experience. The ambitious tech of World War Z brings the scale the team wanted for Space Marines 2 to life. They felt that the story of a Space Marine cannot be told without that epic scale.
Makes them easier to kill. You have yet to see the worst of them. Oh, I look forward to it.
There is a lot of programming wizardry that goes into it. We have to be very efficient with graphics. We've got much better machines now than we did 10 years ago, so we've crunched numbers in a way that allow us to fit all of that on screen, they said. What's important about this universe is that it's epic. Wars don't take place in cities or countries, they take place on planets, solar systems, and even local groups of stars. So what we want is for the player to feel embedded in one of these great Warhammer 40k worlds, they said again. All those enemies wouldn't be quite as impressive if they were just part of the background, but you really are in there carving through these hundreds of enemies with a big chainsword. Continuing the tradition of the first game, Space Marines 2 will also have you sprinting and swinging to these armies up close and personal. The first game was very popular because of its avoidance of using things like cover systems. In fact, the player was incentivized to always be attacking. The devs have also remained true to those popular mechanics, and they've tried to, where possible, add additional incentives. Players can look forward to wielding a more diverse arsenal of iconic weaponry, from brutal chainswords and thunder hammers to devastating bolt guns and plasma rifles. If you guys would like to see exclusive gameplay on Space Marines 2 soon on this channel, make sure you support this video by liking and subscribing. I'll talk to you all very soon.
Reloading weapons. Leave not one of them standing. Direct hit, Major.